The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports. Pulls it in at the 13. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
On the return. The Steelers take over 1st and 10.
The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. But typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that the plays weren't working because of execution? Or do they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. Options galore here. 2nd and a few inches. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. A gain of 4 last play. They double that here and get 8. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Off the draw, here's Williams. And he'll be close to a 1st down at the Chargers' 40-yard line.
The tackle by Derwin James.
Despite the score, despite the deficit, no quitting this guy. He's running angry, running through arm tackles. He wants to change what that scoreboard is saying.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And his throw here's incomplete. Blake Jarwin, the intended receiver, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones that need to touch the ball.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They set up the screen. This is Williams. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 4th down now after a loss of 2. Boy, how good has this defense been seemingly all game long?
I really think right from the first snap, I think you're really onto something there. In this passing game, it just can't get off the ground. In that play, it wound up losing yardage.
Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Now we'll look at the Chargers offense. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I think you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still 3rd quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Again, they run with Gurley. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And he gets this to the 35. Good for a gain of 5.
the end of the third quarter.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Five yards remain on second down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. 7 yards there and a first down.
I think we're seeing the effect that runs like that are starting to have on this game. They're a little bit slower, that front seven, reacting to the football, almost like body blows in boxing, slowing them down, and they're really starting to take over in this game.
Gurley with a carry on first down. He'll only get a couple. 2nd and 8 forthcoming.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield.
That's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 2.
And fights through one man. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he spins past him and into space. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Chargers. Lamar Jackson taking it in. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead. Well, Lamar Jackson remembers 7 rushing touchdowns in his MVP season of 2019, and he's into the end zone here as well.
And when you hear that 7 rushing touchdowns in 2019, doesn't it surprise you a little bit?
Yeah, you almost expect more, right?
Yeah, in your mind you're thinking Lamar Jackson got in the end zone a bunch more. That might be what he does in 2020.
Butker now to add the extra point. And it is now 21-0. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it was capped off by the touchdown run that came from Lamar Jackson. Now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken at the 15, a short kick. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
On the return, the Steelers take over 1st and 10.
And Pittsburgh getting set to take the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. Open man is Samuel, complete. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down.
Mayfield.
Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be 2nd and very short. In need of only about the length of the foot, and he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts, as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. Mayfield from the gun on 3rd down. He's got his man. It's Williams.
Mayfield.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. A gain of 10, good for a Steeler first down. Got an open man, the tight end, Jarwin. And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they get it with 26 seconds to go in the football game. Mayfield on 3rd and 2. And that will be incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Now the Steelers going to use their third and final timeout as they get it with 16 seconds remaining on the clock. Mayfield looks to throw. This to Jarwin. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. It'll be a gain of 11, and it's going to yield a new set of downs.
You don't always expect tight ends to be big in terms of run after the catch, but after that play, he joins a growing band of players that's putting that stereotype right on its ear.
So this one's over. It's in the win column for the L.A. Chargers. And this was truly a total team effort, Charles, on both sides of the ball.
Well, they absolutely pitched a shutout, so it can't get much better than that, right? The defense led the way, but the offense did their part as well. They moved the ball up and down the field. So you've got to like what you saw. What do they call that? A total team effort? I think when it's time to hand out game balls, guys from both sides will end up getting one.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long, everybody.
Hello and welcome in. I'm the coach, and you're watching Madden Ultimate Team. We've been waiting for this one all week. And the wait is finally over. It's time to play ball.
With Charles Davis. And Charles, we got two teams here that finished at the bottom of the standings last year. But remember this, 15 of the last 16 seasons, we've seen at least one team go from the bottom of their division to the top in one season.
Last year we had two, Chicago and Houston. These two teams playing now, they think they can do the exact same thing this year and make it 16 out of 17 seasons.
Seems like we were just starting training camp, but here we are in October, and off we go on EA Sports.
Pulls it in at the 13.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Washington will take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. And they can't find anywhere to go with it, and it goes down. A bad start there, a big loss on their first play from scrimmage. It's 2nd down.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their 2nd down call is going to look like now.
Assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Now Bortles. And that's going to be incomplete. He was trying to get that ball to Auden Tate, and it'll bring up 3rd down. And I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. To throw, it's Bortles. And the Chargers rush is going to get there. Down he goes.
Loss of 7 yards.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Back deep, the dangerous Tyler Lockett. Taken from just outside the 30. A nice job getting free on the return for 13 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
44 yards.
So here's the Charger offense making their way out. They'll be led out by the final pick of the 1st round in 2018 out of Louisville. It's Lamar Jackson.
And what a sophomore season he had for the Cardinals. Pretty much swept every major quarterback award, including the Heisman Trophy. And we spent a lot of time talking about his legs. Formidable. He can run the ball like few others. But the key to everything for him is ability to be accurate from the pocket.
Good starting field position for him as they come up 1st. And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Dontari Poe busting through to get him for a loss of 6. That's called setting the tone right away.
It certainly is, and it lets you know just how important communication is amongst the offensive line. They talk about it all the time, knowing each other's moves. You've got to be coordinated and in sync. Otherwise, your quarterback gets hit.
Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. From the gun, it's Jackson. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Adrian Phillips there to knock that one away.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
That's to McCaffrey, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
3-yard line.
Partner, you know, when we call a game, we talk about Lamar Jackson and his speed and his elusiveness and the ability to get him on the ground and how tough that is for a defense. But how about his development as a thrower, as a professional?
Jackson on 1st down. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. And McCaffrey, the intended target. That'll bring up 2nd down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson, he'll take a shot. It's caught at the 10. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. 33 yards that time.
Down and goal to go.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
From the 10, 1st and goal. On 1st and goal, Gurley. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
The ball carrier.
That's what they wanted out of that 1st down play. Run it down there, now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at them.
They'll try and push it in with Gurley. And he will get in across the chalk for a Chargers touchdown. Punching it in from a yard away. And the Chargers have taken a first-quarter lead. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football. All right, when you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
And the Chargers grab the 7-0 lead. So this drive spans 7 plays. And it's finished off by a Todd Gurley touchdown run. Kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
Pulls it in at the 13. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29.
On the return, Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And the last drive, the first drive for them, not very good. 3 and out. What do they go to here?
Well, you don't look down at your play sheet and say, this is what the problem is. Now let's find out who my playmakers are. Get the ball in their hands, and maybe the offense will move a little bit better.
Sometimes it's more important to get it to the right people rather than dialing up the right number.
Exactly.
Or the right play, yeah.
That too.
And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
7-yard line.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Here's Sanders. And he's going to get across midfield and into Charger territory. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the Chargers' 46-yard line.
Throwing on 2nd and 3. Bortles throwing middle, but it's incomplete.
Jacob Hollister, the one he was looking for.
And it's 3rd and short. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
3 yards to go.
Shotgun now for Bortles. And that is incomplete. Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert. And I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point. And they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot.
The Chargers 1-2 on the new season, and an opening week victory at Cincinnati, but then back-to-back close losses at home in their new building. First in OT to the Chiefs in week 2. That was a great game, but the week 3 a little more disappointing. 21-16, they fall to Carolina. The Chargers, they had a chance from the Panther 28 for a final shot at the end zone, but could not convert. Justin Herbert making his 2nd start in place of Tyrod Taylor, who's out with a punctured lung. A 2nd straight 300-yard game, and this time 330 yards. Had a touchdown, but also an interception.
And if I remember correctly, I think we were informed by great statistician Ed Brady that that's back-to-back 300-yard passing games for Justin Herbert, the first 2 games of his NFL career. And Tyrod Taylor, in his career, has 1 game of 300 yards passing. So it's an interesting deal. But I wouldn't be surprised if Tyrod Taylor came back and became the starter again. He has great history with his head coach, Anthony Lynn. Plays the game the way he wants it to be played. He's out right now with a rib injury and a lung injury, but we expect him back before too much longer. How about this? Road games now for the Chargers. At Tampa Bay against Tom Brady, and at New Orleans against Drew Brees.
Unable to get it to Gronkowski that time, but it'll be 2nd down.
Well, Charles, let's step aside, different topic here for a second. Unfortunately, the NFL lost a legend earlier in this first month of the 2020 season. Hall of Fame running back Gale Sayers passed away at 77, and Sayers, the youngest man ever inducted to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, was just 34 years of age when he got that honor back in 1977.
And a big reason why? He had to retire early. He only played 7 years in the NFL, but what a run before injuries really cut his career short. In fact, he played the equivalent of 4 full seasons out of those 7 that he played because of injuries. But he was first-team All-Pro 5 times, led the league in rushing twice, and still holds the record for kickoff return average this many years after he retired. Commissioner Roger Goodell called him one of the finest men in NFL history, and I can tell you this, partner, one of the most exciting players we'll ever see.
And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time.
And it will be Washington football now with a 1st and 10. Washington set to get the football again here. And Charles, for Washington, you think back to all that optimism week 1. They beat Philadelphia, but that optimism, it has dissipated some. A loss to Arizona in week 2, followed by a 34-20 defeat to the Cleveland Browns in week 3. And the Washington offense turning the ball over 5 times in total in that game, including 3 Dwayne Haskins interceptions that all led to Browns touchdowns.
And I know that everyone is struggling as a fan of the Washington football team because that big win over Philadelphia, as you mentioned, pretty much is gone now, right? We can't even really talk about it, and that was opening day. But Ron Rivera, the head coach, I think, put it into perspective for me. He talked about Dwayne Haskins, and people say, hey, maybe we should have a different quarterback. He's like, how is he going to get better if we don't play him? This is a building year for this Washington team, whether people want to admit it or not. Let him go out there, play through some of the mistakes, try and get better, and find out if you have your quarterback for the future. Chase Young, I think he's a defensive end for the future as well. Unfortunately, they lost him to a groin injury in this game. So their schedule coming up, 2 home games, but guess who they get? Baltimore and then the Rams. Nothing's going to be easy for this Washington team.
A nice run back there off the good punt. It's a 16-yard return.
And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. L.A. readies for its next possession. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1 minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he's a long ways into Washington territory before hitting the turf. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number 1. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a first and goal situation. And this will be caught. It's Johnson for the Charger touchdown. A 7-yard touchdown grab. For the Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. He was on point throwing the ball right there. He had the big play to get him down close, and then he delivers a touchdown pass on first and goal.
And you mentioned the big play that got him down close. I think that big play left them reeling a little bit. They didn't recover from it. And you know they always talk about having to have a short memory on defense after a big play against you. Looks like their memory was a little too long there.
And it's good to make it 14-0. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. A good-looking return set up here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30.
Washington takes over first and 10.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. The results for them so far not that great. Well, not good at all. 3 drives, 3 punts.
Yeah, and now what you're doing is you're looking at your play sheet. You're trying to figure out what you're going against defensively. I wonder, are they showing them something they haven't seen or anticipated in practice, and maybe that's throwing them off? Or do they just have to go to a different play calling section and try and run some offense that way?
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
He was trying to get that ball to Auden Tate.
And that'll bring up second down.
Well, CD, we are 3 weeks into the NFL season, so curious to get maybe your biggest surprise so far. Would it be the Bears at 3-0?
Yeah, I think that's a great candidate for that big surprise team. I think you're right about that, partner, because, look, Green Bay, are we overly shocked? Seattle, overly shocked? No and no. Buffalo, I thought they'd be the AFC East front runners anyway. Pittsburgh, they got Big Ben back, and they've got that great defense. But Chicago, so inconsistent on offense, especially in 2 of the first 3 games of the season. Nick Foles took over in their big win in Atlanta, and he'll probably carry them the rest of the way.
Has 7 remaining unbeatens in the NFL after 3 weeks of the regular season.
Over the middle, and it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Flushed out right. And a nice job there defensively to contain him and get him to the ground a few yards short of the first down marker. Decent gain on the scramble to 6, but now it's 4th. Here's Pat O'Donnell now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much, and welcome in everyone to an abbreviated version of the EA Sports Halftime Report. We saw a terrific first half from the dual-threat quarterback, Lamar Jackson. His guys have a 2-touchdown lead as we hand it back over to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for For quarter number 3, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. Lockett the return. And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33.
Chargers take over first and 10. At their own 30.
Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. He's been pretty solid, pretty consistent. Just the one touchdown pass, but I think he's managed the game well, no?
I would agree with you, and that's what you're looking for out of your field leader. Making sure that you're playing well and not making any big mistakes. Oftentimes, that's how you're judged. How big a mistake and when it occurs. No interception so far. Don't like that.
I just want you to know that you agreeing with me, that's going to get me through this third and fourth quarter.
At the 36-yard line.
Are you touched?
It's a pickup of 3.
He's patting his heart, boys and girls. He's touched.
Respect.
And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a third down.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
And that one goes incomplete on the drop. That's one he definitely normally catches. Fourth down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down to close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And now where are they going to mark him here? Well, they say he did get back to the 1-yard line, but that could have easily been 2 points the other way.
No gain on the play.
Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember playing in these spots, and my coach would always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too.
Yep. Oh, he coughs up the football near his own goal line.
The tight end, the ball carrier, fumble on the play, recovered by the
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home, the next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. So possession still theirs, but now they face a third down. From the gun, it's Bortles. Open man, Lamb. It's complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, got the safe completion on third. Here's Pat O'Donnell now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Now it's Lockett. A very good kick there, but 15 yards on the return. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position. Lamar Jackson marching back onto the field. How do you break down his game so far? Just the one touchdown pass, but sometimes the touchdown pass stat category, that doesn't tell the whole story.
It really doesn't. Not until you balance it with the error side, you know? And in this case, he hasn't thrown any interceptions. So a lot of people would call this almost a pedestrian game, kind of a bus driver game. But that's just really wrong. Being a bus driver is a good thing if you're running a football team, because that means you're in control and you're taking your team to the right places.
Yeah, he's been pretty solid. Another carry now for Gurley. Todd Gurley, wave goodbye. Touchdown, LA. Todd Gurley, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chargers are going to add on to their lead.
I know I should keep the focus and the spotlight on the hero that just scored, but tackling's been an issue for this defense all game long. I can't set that aside. We just saw it again here. Missed tackles leads to his long touchdown run.
Butker on for the PAT. And it is now 21-0. So 2 plays on that scoring drive. That's how they drew it up. And a long run into the end zone, and what a run it was. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And they're going to mark that where it went out of bounds, so really good starting field position up past the 40-yard line.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
A good starting spot for Washington as they come up 1st and 10.
At the 41-yard line. Edmonds running out of the shotgun. And he'll take this for about 4 up to the 46-yard line.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play-action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
A couple extra tight ends in the formation here as they line up 3rd and 2.
3 quarters in the books. You are watching Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports.
Back now at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood.
A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Bortles looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Oh, they would have gotten a conversion if he could hold on. Instead, the drop means it'll be 4th down.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Normally we're talking about a quarterback duel where they're matching each other pass for pass. How about the footwork in this one? Both of these guys running the ball well.
Yeah, they've mixed in the run game. You're exactly right. Now, both coaches might not like how much their quarterbacks have taken off, but another example right there of just good mobility. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 27. Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. Defensively here, you've got the cushion, but back-to-back pretty big pass plays there. Bend but don't break, but are they bending too much?
I think that they are. To me, it'd be like playing basketball, and you put up a token press. Make sure you get up there and make them eat up some time. Make it a little bit of resistance so they can't just run it right down your throat.
2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. And his throw is incomplete.
Jacob Hollister, the one he was looking for.
But it'll be 2nd and goal.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now Bortles. Flush to his right. And he'll wind up picking up about 4, as that is going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got it 3rd and goal now as they try to punch in a late touchdown. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown. CeeDee Lamb there to make the grab. And Washington able to close the gap just a bit.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor, in effect.
It's up, it's good, and that'll cut the lead to 21-7. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was polished off by a Washington touchdown. 2 scores down, 3 timeouts left. Still a chance if they can somehow get this one back. And this will not work out. The Chargers able to recover. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Chargers offense back onto the field. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. On 1st down, it's Gurley. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. They'll stick to the ground game with Gurley. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now Washington going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts. And they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. So on the heels of the run by Todd Gurley, another 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Here comes carry number 10 for Gurley. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 16 yards, a 1st down.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a 1st down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. The Chargers going to signal for the 1st of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
I know that every now and then we get in those meetings with coaches, and you almost want to roll your eyes when they talk about staying on schedule when they're moving the football. What would you say?
And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. A 9-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game, and they're still taking it into the end zone. And you know they could have taken a knee there, but they decided to play this one all the way out. And I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go ahead and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect that way, like taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
Butker now to add the extra point. He knocks it through. It's 28-7. So the drive there took 6 plays. And it's finished off by a Todd Gurley touchdown run. now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Pulls it in at the 13. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
Washington takes over 1st and 10 at their own.
The Washington offense back out there.
They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And all the way down inside the 25 before he gets out of bounds.
It's a
Big yardage that time for Washington.
48 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the fourth, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
So the big play gets them all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. That's caught by Hollister. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
7 yards, the pickup there.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the ball, as we just saw there.
Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Jacob Hollister, the one he was looking for.
And it's 3rd and short.
Another pass attempt, another incompletion. You figure defensively, you're in the fourth quarter here. You've held the team under 100 yards passing. You've done your job.
Especially in today's NFL, which is truly a pass-first league.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Again, it's Bortles. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
Bortles pass.
For this defense, CD, that's kind of the icing on the cake here as we get to the end of this one.
And didn't you feel that they weren't just going into total prevent there? You know, they had the lead, and sometimes you fall back and you lose your aggressiveness. Not in this case. They were still making a play on the football, and look how that one turned out. They may have salted this one away.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll try and start the drive with Gurley. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down.
Devon Kennard on the tackle.
Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for one reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee, and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
So this one's over. It's in the win column for the LA Chargers. And it was their defense that really paved the way to this victory as they allowed the 1 touchdown, and that was all she wrote.
Almost want to do the defense chant right now, right? Defense with a couple of claps in there, but no one wants to hear that from me. Let's just talk about how they got it done, though. When you take care of every aspect of the game, shut down the run, control the airways, right? Make sure the quarterback is harassed. This type of performance you get. They can't fashion together any offense, no consistency, and they just took control.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been Madden Ultimate Team on EA Sports. Join the discussion on Twitter at EA Sports_MUT. So long, everybody.